Hey everyone, this is Michael with the general reading for Gemini Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for March 2020. I do hope that this video finds you all well, whether you're watching it for yourself or cross-watching for another individual with Gemini placements. Before we jump in, I do just like to thank all of you who have come back to this channel, who have supported me in the past with your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. It's because of all of you this channel is able to keep growing. I'm able to keep putting out these messages and doing this incredible work. So thank you all so much. I do have all of my links in the description box down below for those of you who are interested in a personal reading, Reiki session, or following me on my social media where I post updates, announcements, and even do giveaways and discounts occasionally. And kind of just throwing this on the radar, we are getting near that 40K mark, and I've been known to do giveaways around certain subscriber counts, so just putting that on the radar. We should be there pretty shortly. We might already have hit it by the time you're watching this video. So you never know. Anyway, I'm gonna do some shuffling here for you, Gemini. I have all those links, again, in the description box, as well as links for an astrology blog that I do each month. I have the astrological forecast for March 2020, and I talked a lot about Saturn entering the sign of Aquarius, which is interesting for all of us, so it's something worth checking out if you're into astrology at all. And I also do have a natal chart calculator. If you don't know what your moon, Venus, or rising signs are, that should be able to help you figure all of that out. And, you know, this is a general reading, meaning not all of the messages are going to come forward, or all the messages that come forward are going to be meant for you. It is up to your own intuition and discernment to figure out what applies to your own life and what should be left behind for someone else. Again, you are more than welcome to look at the videos for your other placements. If I didn't quite touch on your energy here, or you just want some greater clarity on something else, I do also have the Black Mirror series that I just started doing last month. Those have been a lot of fun. They're actually looking at the subconscious, looking at our psycho-spiritual growth. They're very personal, whereas this is very general and can kind of go in any direction. I've had a lot of fun doing that. It's been very rewarding. And those are all timeless messages, so you're welcome to look through that library as well. It'll be growing over the next several months, so I hope you're looking forward to that. So what do we have for you, Gemini? What are the messages for Gemini Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? We do have this King of Wands showing up. This is actually your call to action, your catalyst for the month. And your energy is looking pretty good. This could be a fire sign around you, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, but I actually feel like this is you, Gemini, getting in touch with your passions. Some of you may have just had some sort of success or are about to have some major success in your life, and you're feeling pretty good about it. Let's see, what are the other messages here? You have the Hermit. And this is, ironically enough, showing up as a mentor. And I say this ironically because with the Hermit, I always think of the character we have to go out of our way to see. It's usually the wise old person living in the mountains, living in the woods. We have to seek them out to get their wisdom. You might be seeking out someone else in the situation where you're gaining success and wanting to grow. Or perhaps you're becoming this hermit figure for someone. And someone is reaching out to you. And you are meant to shine your light for them now. It does feel like, though, there is this character who's shining something to you, who's showing you something. What is that? They're making you aware of something. Some of you might have been in controlling situations, or where you're putting in a lot of energy and the person isn't really giving that back to you, it might have catalyzed you to kind of start playing that game a little bit for yourself. It's like, well, if this person or situation isn't going to try meeting my needs, maybe I just need to look in my own best interest. And it could be this hermit figure, perhaps a Virgo, who is helping you see that. And for others of you, you could very well be acting as this consult. Again, these are general messages, and sometimes they do come in the reverse. So just use this as it fits your situation in life right now. What is the challenge here? Eight of Swords. Some of you are feeling stuck, though. And I'm seeing this Seven of Cups at the bottom of the deck as well, which talks about deception. You're making yourself feel stuck in this situation. There may be this individual who's a bit egotistical, maybe kind of the shadow side of Leo, a little narcissistic, self-absorbed. And you're trying to fix the situation or fix the person, but you feel stuck, but you don't actually have to be doing that. And with this Hermit card, a lot of you may be withdrawing and reflecting a lot on your own life. But if you're withdrawing too much, you might be missing out on another perspective someone has to offer you. The shadow is the Eight of Wands. How this card is actually falling into place is that you're trying to rush something. You're trying to make something happen external, and the shift has to be in your mind. It has to be in your thought process. And to kind of integrate this, you have the Devil. Yeah, some of you have... This is making a lot of sense. Some of you are in this situation with this controlling character, or this person who's just very in their own ego, all about themselves, or the situation where everyone's kind of just out fending for themselves. And the card you have to transmute this, you actually have the Devil. The Devil is a funny energy. Because a lot of the time, we see this card and we make it about something external, but there's something deeper at play here. The Devil tempts you. The Devil finds your weakness. It makes it feel like it has power over you, but it's still something that you're choosing. You might not be seeing the choice. You might not be seeing the choice that you're making in this situation with this Eight of Swords, because you feel stuck. And again, a lot of you are actually, coming into quite a bit of success yourself. You're actually coming into a good chapter. So I don't want this to feel too heavy, but there is still this lingering situation here. Some of you might be on the verge of sabotaging yourself too. I am starting to pick a thread of that. And that's kind of this Eight of Wands energy, always wanting to be on the move, always wanting to be on the go. what is it that's so afraid of settling? Or staying still? Why are you afraid of looking at the situation? And again, I have this Magician energy at the bottom of the deck, Mercury. So it could be Virgo, could be Gemini, this could be you. That's coming up a lot. And we do have the Devil, it could also be a Capricorn. Or Capricorn, Moon, Sun, Rising, one of those. And then we have Judgment. Coming out as the resolution here. What you gain this month. There really is this calling for you. It's like you're trying to rush something and it's coming. You know, to be fair, we have a Mercury retrograde right now till March 10th. Things are probably not going to happen as quickly as you want them to. And if they are, that might be a troubling sign, because it could mean that something's not being done as well as it should be. It's being rushed. Some details might be glanced over. But by the end of the month, Gemini, you have this major calling. Some of you may actually be looking at moving with this Eight of Wands, and knowing that Saturn is entering Aquarius, your 9th house, there's definitely... You literally might be traveling to someone who has some sort of skill set or knowledge base that benefits you. You literally could be seeking out this hermit for some of you. Again, general reading. I'm not saying this is all of you, obviously, but someone who is helping you face this shadow, because you don't see yourself accurately as this King of Wands. You see someone else as this King of Wands. And it's very shadowy. And Judgment is about resolving things from the past. I want to clarify this Judgment card a little more. Why is Judgment here on the table? It's like, if you feel like you can't get out of a situation, it's because you're not meant to yet. And there's still something you need to have as a realization or closure, or maybe a resolution. I don't want to say reconciliation in this situation, though. Or making amends, because we did have that Devil, we did have that Hermit card. There's definitely a tendency or this need to take space, for sure. Tell me more about Judgment. Why is Judgment here? So we have the Chariot, Knight of Swords, which is your card, and the Five of Cups, all coming out together. Yeah, you're supposed to be rushing towards something, and interesting. Some of you are so focused on this feeling of disappointment, feeling unseen, that you're not seeing what's still here for you. You're not seeing this blessing, these 2 cups that are remaining. I feel like you're definitely being called into a new direction. And you might be missing it. Because bottom of the deck, 4 of Cups, missing an opportunity. Totally, absolutely. This is what this card is. The universe is trying to hand you something, but you have your head down. And it's funny because so often people are depressed because they're actually afraid to just feel how they feel. They try so hard not to feel it. You know, if you think I shouldn't be feeling this way all the time, you're trying to distract yourself, trying to move around, trying to do something to take away from it. You're prolonging it a lot of the time because you're not processing, you're not healing. There is going to be this moment where you're going to have to heal, you're going to have to rise up. And things are going to be moving very quickly. And it feels like in a good direction. You might be dealing with a situation where there's a lot of conflict, too. I could actually see that. Because there is this element of this controlling person. You had the devil, you had the King of Wands. This very domineering persona. And now we have the Chariot and the Knight of Swords. There might actually be some sort of conflict. But it's important that you listen to your intuition with how to deal with this. You have to face this demon and not just cope, not just try and medicate, not just try and escape it. Trying to fill a void. That's how I look at this devil card a lot of the time. And in you just accepting that there's this void, there's this hole, there's this absence, it actually helps you. It helps you move forward. It helps you heal. You can't really force healing. And the void isn't always something that needs to be healed. We are human beings, we are incomplete. A lot of people will, pretty much all people, have a tendency to try and fill this. We can do that with relationships, we can do that with substances, we can do that with money, we can even do that with spirituality. And it's like no matter what we put in that void, it ends up just widening. And instead of focusing on that, instead of focusing on trying not to feel a certain way, it's you answering a calling for something very, very big here, actually. I'm going to pull an animal card now and see if we can get some sense of what this is all talking about. And this could also be kind of a spirit guide for you for this month as well. What is the animal wisdom? Interesting. What is the animal wisdom for Gemini? You have Dragon, which is all about you. It's all about your will. You are becoming this King of Wands. The dragon represents the solar plexus chakra in the animal spirit deck. And it's finding that inner fire and spreading that. We were talking about that earlier too. It's like you're able to shine a light you found within yourself and shine that for others. There is definitely this, I keep seeing this image of like a torch being passed. Someone is helping you so you can help others. And it's important to really see the beauty in life. With this card being associated with Agni or inner fire. How can you relight this fire? How can you feel your spirit in your body again? there is something that's trying to come into your life and you just might not be able to perceive it or recognize it. I'm going to pull a Starseed Oracle card for you now, Gemini. Are there any other messages for Gemini? What is the Starseed message for Gemini? Show me clearly. The Cosmic Heart, devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. Oh, this is a really spiritual card. You're learning to move in the rhythm of the universe. And that's like inhaling and exhaling. Letting in and letting go. Again, there is this sense of movement with this card, but it's coming from a different sort of energy. It's not this anxious, avoidant energy that we were picking up on earlier. You're resolving that. You're looking at this. Let's see what the book has to say. There we go. So the Cosmic Heart. When you surrender to a state of devotion, you find yourself flowing with all of life. You're being called to refocus your attention deep within, to the intelligence of your own heart. To bow with deep reverence to your inner temple, to live your life in devotion to this place, to make your life one big moving prayer. Perhaps you felt a bit off-kilter lately, sensing that the potency of why you're doing the things you're doing has gotten a little watered down or weak. Perhaps you've forgotten what made you start doing them in the first place. If so, this is your call to take a moment and reconnect with the truth at the very center of your heart. To get back to the essence of what you're about, to devote your life to what you care most about, to turn your gaze deep, 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 deep. There are seasons for harvesting and seasons for sowing. Right now, you're being called to plant your soul's seeds and sing to them with deep devotion. To feed them with the sweet waters of your own soul. To lose yourself in the potency of what it is that it most expands your heart. To live your life according to what makes you come alive, rather than what everyone else thinks. To make yourself and your life one big moving prayer. That's interesting, because I feel like with this kind of controlling individual too, and it doesn't have to be a controlling person, a lot of the time in relationships, we do end up sacrificing ourselves or giving things up or acting in a different way because we don't want to threaten the relationship. We don't want to lose the other person. We don't want to lose a situation. It might not even be a relationship for some of you. You were afraid to rock the boat. And in ways you might not even recognize, you've been holding yourself back, bounding yourself to a situation or to an energy that just doesn't feel right. And you're being called to look within with this hermit energy. And instead of running away from, running towards your own heart. You might be facing some darkness that feels uncomfortable, some things you don't want to acknowledge, but a lot of healing can come from that. And you actually find the blessing in it. why you had to go through the things you went through. And those are all the messages I am getting for you right now, Gemini. I do hope that this reading was helpful. I'd love to hear in the comments down below if this resonated, what this brings up for you. Make sure to hit like and subscribe. And again, all of my links are in the description box down below. And I hope you have a happy and wonderful March. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.